The Fighting Irish have a huge match awaiting them tonight in South Bend in their home opener, with many calling for the return of feeding Jeremiah Love in the running game at all costs and hoping that will run them to victory against an Aggie football team just waiting to pounce and make themselves known. Want to find out how the home opener in South Bend went? Stay tuned to find out on Talk Like a Champion. Welcome back, Irish Nation. Thank you all so much for joining us here on this edition of Talk Like a Champion. Of course, you're here with the one and only Mr. CeeLo. And Irish Nation, I got to start by venting at all the podcasters and the so-called experts that sit here and they talk this nonsense. Ooh, feed Jeremiah Love the football and good things will happen. And there's going to be a lot of people that are going to say, at what point do you start blaming the defense? Jeremiah Love, we scored 40 points tonight. Yeah. And this game should have been over in the first half. But yet, you get a guy who's as brilliant of an offensive play caller as Mike Denbrock coming up with dumb shit. A direct snap.
What? You fucking idiot.
To Jeremiah Love.
Damn you.
Bruh.
How many times did you call that? 5, 6? And one time it worked.
Stop the cap.
What the
Look at this. I want y'all to look at something. Jeremiah Love, 23 carries, 94 yards, a touchdown. Jadarian Price, 12 carries, 68 yards, 2 touchdowns. Now I want y'all to think about something. Price nearly had half the carries. And he had 26 yards fewer? Only 26 yards fewer. But he had almost a 6 yard per carry stat line. The most irritating thing about this whole game is the lead up to it. All you people sitting here talking about, oh, let's feed Jeremiah Love. We got to get Jeremiah Love. From Tyler Wojak to everybody on that Irish podcast that's out of South Bend. I don't care how long you've been doing the podcast. Sitting there talking about feed Jeremiah Love. Don't you think Texas A&M hears this noise too? To Le'Veon Moss doing this ignorant crap right here. You know what that means? Heartbreak. Yeah, all of us are heartbroken right now because y'all were so hell-bent on giving Jeremiah Love the ball. You forget that Texas A&M's right across the way. It's not like you're saying this on a blank podcast and nobody is going to hear this.
What the
I don't understand what you people are thinking. Like Mike Elko's not smart enough to understand, oh, they're going to give us a big dose of Jeremiah Love. To the point that they're putting guys in the box. And I'm going to tell you something. Don't let CJ Carr's 19 for 31, 284 fool you. He missed too many throws when Malachi was open. And I know what people are going to say. He wasn't open. He had a guy on him. When Malachi Fields is one-on-one, he's open. And I'm going to be honest with you. That triple coverage throw that he made, if Fields doesn't get tripped, he probably makes that grab, y'all. Oh, yeah, he's that good. I am just sick right now because Fields had 5 catches, 77 yards, and then you look at Eli Reardon, 4 catches, 85 yards. I'm impressed that Jeremiah Love had 4 grabs for 50 yards, but then if you watch the play where the ball should have been intercepted, you had Reardon going in that same direction. Why was he going in that same direction on a wheel route? He's not supposed to be in that spot. Furthermore, I get sick and tired of hearing, Jaden Greathouse ain't doing anything. He's not this. Where's the Jaden Greathouse? If they're not calling the plays, it's not that he's not getting open. Hell, he had one for 34 yards. Didn't I say this was going to be sometimes having too much is not good? We're dealing with this right now. You got Jaden Greathouse, a junior, who could very well transfer this year. Yeah, he could very well transfer. Who wants to stay in a program who gets Jeremiah Love the football 27 times, and he gets it once? You wait until things get tight and you say, hey, let me see if I can get this guy the football. Are you kidding me? Y'all need to reevaluate it. All y'all that do podcasts, because the reality of it is when you force feed one man the ball that the opposing squad knows is getting it, it doesn't help you.
What a dumbass.
Every time Jeremiah Love was in the game and when they saw the offensive line pushing, guess what they did?
Run.
Safeties, linebackers just diving up there. And not one time, maybe twice, did you have Malachi Fields running down the field. At some point, I don't know if it's Marcus Freeman telling Denbrock not to take shots, but the whole purpose of CJ Carr was to throw it down the field. You don't even have crossers. Everything you have is stop. You don't even give this defense an opportunity to run. Guess what Texas A&M did? They put their receivers on the go because guess what? Man coverage. This is my beef with Chris Ash. Bruh, I get it. You're playing man. You try to get coverage. At some point, you have to trick this offense into thinking that you're in man and play some zone. Because tonight, that daggone Craver and Concepcion made y'all look bad. And look, I'm going to say it like this. Because, I'll tell you something. This is scary. And I'm going to tell y'all why. Because all I heard was every podcast related to the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. I'm not talking about the ESPNs. I'm not talking about the Fox Sports. I'm not talking about SEC Nation and Paul Weinbaum. I am talking about all of the podcasts that are out there to Locked On Irish, to Irish One, Irish Nation. All these podcasts talked about was the defense was this, the defense was that. Oh, the defense was that, the defense was that. They were getting the better of the offense. I'm sitting here watching this game. And look, I don't like putting anybody's name out there, but I'm going to tell you something. I tried to stick up for Christian Gray, but when you have the trifecta, and as a defensive back, the trifecta is you get toasted several times, then you get called for pass interference, holding, and then you make one of the worst attempts at a tackle I've ever seen. You stunk tonight. And I'm calling him out because he stunk. Carson Hobbs, you got a little bit of leeway, but you got wasted too. I mean, even Devontae Smith didn't even play hardly tonight. I guess it was because of how he got roasted last week. But Christian Gray and Carson Hobbs, y'all look like garbage. I'm sorry. I'm just going to call it what it is. You had a chance twice tonight to make plays on balls, and they went right. I'm sorry, a lot of y'all going to say, don't talk about them, they're kids, and they this and that. You could have stuck Dallas Gold and a 6-foot freshman out there to do what Carson Hobbs and Christian Gray was doing. I'm just being honest. And then you got Cree Thomas. He could have done the stuff that y'all did. Look bad. And I'm going to be honest with you. There was a hold on that last touchdown. That was not called. It was a tackle more than anything else. The officiating crew for the SEC is terrible when it comes to holds and, just all kinds of stuff. People are going to say, oh, well, they called that hold on the kickoff. Well, it was blatantly obvious. But then on top of that, it would have done us better had they not called it, right? But that's all I got to say about the defense. I know a lot of people are going to say, well, you need to say a lot more. No. We still have not figured out how to get blitzes yet. And to me, Chris Ash is too daggum conservative. Look, you cannot play man and not send exotic blitzes. I'm dead serious. Ash got to get it together. He has got to get it together. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, guys, this season is, I don't think we're going to get in the college football playoff. I mean, they won't drop us completely, but we don't deserve to be in the playoff, y'all. We don't. People, we lost at home to a team lesser ranked. This is on Chris Ash and it's on Mike Denbrock. You are still playing conservatively. I need everybody in Irish Nation to see this. Jeremiah Love is good, but when you got a team figuring you out, use it. When everybody knows where it's going, use it to your advantage. Don't do like a bunch of non-football people tell you to do. You went in this game with the attitude of, oh, well, we're just going to give it to him anyway, so we're going to give it to him in the Wildcat.
You don't have to answer that question. You can't handle the truth.
You got a bunch of people that know what they're doing. Look, I haven't coached at the collegiate level. I haven't coached at the pro level, but I've coached at the youth level, and I can tell you something. All you have to do is fool those guys on the field. You called that flea flicker, and it damn near went for a touchdown. Pretty much did. All you had to do was use Jeremiah Love as a distraction. Guess what? They back up. Then, bro, you are a good play caller. Where did that go tonight? And I know everybody's going, well, they gave up 41 points. I'll get to that. But here's the problem. You cannot keep calling what people know you're going to do. You can't. And I'm screaming because, guys, let me tell you something. There's going to be a lot of people that's going to say, I love what the offense did. Oh, yeah, I really love what they did. I didn't love it all because we arguably could have done what A&M did, score every time we touched the ball. You cannot. Look, Malachi Fields is showing that he is an absolute stud. You know the difference between us and A&M? A&M didn't lean on Moss. You don't believe me? You don't believe me? Moss had 20 carries for 81 yards. And a lot of those yards, those carries came inside the red zone. He didn't get a whole bunch of work until the fourth quarter. Now, don't get me wrong, Moss is a pretty darn good back. He is a pretty good back. He's 5'11", 210. But the truth of the matter is, I'm not going to sit here and get on Tyler Buckner because he botched the hold. Who's to say we don't lose this game in overtime? Because here's the truth. Because I'm sitting here looking at Carson Hobbs. I get it. First time starter. You had a chance to put this game away. And every single time, as a friend of the show, A-Train's a friend of the show. We have said this. We've been watching games together since we were yay high. We always say, when there's a turnover opportunity, to finish a game and you don't take it, you gonna lose. You gonna lose. I knew right then and there when Hobbs had a chance. I was surprised that first one that Hobbs got involved in and didn't go for a touchdown. They said he dropped it. And I'm talking about the A&M player. Then they called the most unexpected play call that put that tight end in a position to make that touchdown grab. I'm going to find his name for you guys because he deserves to be called, because there's no reason for Drake Bowen to be in coverage. But they drew it up that way. I don't understand for the life of me why we didn't have a third safety in there. On that play, I would have had a third safety, without a doubt. I would have never had Drake Bowen out there, just for that very reason. And then you're going to man him up. Just inexcusable. We got out-coached tonight. We did. And I'm going to be honest with you. Everybody's going to say that I'm wrong for this. Knowing you're down, you're going to be down 1 if they give up 6. The question I have is, why in the hell are we even thinking we can stop them? We have struggled controlling A&M all night. And I must humble myself because I said Marcel Reed couldn't throw it. But I will tell you this. He still didn't impress me in this because the 2 receivers that, Concepcion and Craver were absolutely phenomenal. And the truth of the matter, this is on you, Ash. Because the reality of it is, you have to let your guys get up. If they get called for holding, so be it. These SEC officials that they had were so bad. Malachi Fields was trying to go away from a ball that was horribly thrown by C.J. Carr, I might add. And they're saying he could have gotten away. Not if he's trying to go this way. I do admit that had Malachi tried to turn around, he probably would have gotten a call. I agree with that. But C.J. Carr has to get in the attitude of just get it up there for him to catch. I get it. He is a sophomore. He's a freshman. But here's the thing. He's also got to understand you got a guy that is a boundary receiver. Throw it up there for him to get. That was my only beef with C.J. Carr. C.J. Carr is still not understanding when you got a big guy and he's one-on-one. Get it up there for him. I'm here to vent with y'all. It's late and I got another show to do, but guys, I'm going to come back with you tomorrow. I'm just trying to vent and be there with you. I'm not going to give Tyler Buckner a lot of heat. Because ultimately, yes, he made a mistake, but this game should have never been that close. And I'm really irritated with what I'm seeing at times with the play calling. I do like the fact that C.J. Carr does throw the ball down the field. I think ultimately he needs to get a grip on when he's throwing it down the field, because we've got, like I said, he's doing a great job getting it to Raritan. He's doing a decent job getting it to Malachi Fields, somewhat to Jordan Faison. Not doing a good enough job getting it to Jaden Grayhouse. I don't know if it's him or whether it's the play calling, play design, so to speak. KK Smith got a grab tonight. And I'm just not feeling how the play calling is going right now. And it just begs, you're going to have trouble getting superstar talented wide receivers to come here if this continues to go. And so many people say, well, we can't get these type of wide receivers, especially boundary receivers. You're not going to get boundary receivers if you cannot call the play. If you're going to feature Jeremiah Love every night, and I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but when teams are lining up, daring that they're going to put Malachi Fields out on one edge, and then you wait until the fourth quarter before Will Paulding even gets one throw. That's bad coaching. I'm just, because I'm going to tell you something right now, Irish Nation. You watch the next 10 weeks or 11 weeks, we're going to be running up the score on folks. C.J. Carr's going to have 300-400 yards passing. And people are going to say, well, look, and then they're going to say, look at the schedule. I'm looking at the schedule. This was our last chance, y'all. We're going to have to beat Purdue 70-0. We're going to have to go into Fayetteville in 2 weeks and blow their doors off in their building. Boise State, we're going to have to blow their doors off. They coming here. NC State, USC, Boston College, Navy, Pittsburgh, Syracuse, Stanford, all of them going to have to be blowouts. And I'm talking about major blowouts. I'm talking about they're going to have to be over in the first quarter. We ain't going to be able to take C.J. Carr and Jeremiah Love out before halftime. They're going to have to be absolute destructions. And like I said, I look at people and I'm going to say it. I thought that kickoff return being called back, we needed that to go the other way. I don't know why, if you're Marcus Freeman, why you even. I didn't understand why Jeremiah Love scored anyway. And I'm not going to turn this back on him, but I don't understand why he even went to the point to score. And I know what everybody's going to say. Well, yeah. I knew it was a mistake when he went in. The first thing I said was he scored too fast. He scored too fast. I'm going to say it like this. I can tell you what Marcel Reed's coach said to him on the sideline after Leonard Moore picked him off. Don't do that again.
Dumb shit! Dumb shit!
Exactly.
Dumb shit!
Because just like the defense for A&M knows Jeremiah Love, Texas A&M knew about Leonard Moore. And Marcel Reed was kindly reminded, don't do that again. And the way they were able to get Concepcion or Craver the ball, they had to put him in the slot. And on Christian Gray's side, or Hobbs, both of them were terrible tonight. And I don't understand whose logic it is to give such really good receivers 10-yard cushions so they can just, whoop, I'm going to run right in front of you and then run away from you. I don't understand whose flipping logic that is. They're not going to try to run over the top on this defense. And then there were a couple of times, it's just like, even that wheel route that they ran where Craver got all the way open, which, like I said, at the end of the day, that's good play design. Something we need. And I thought Denbrock was that guy. He got out schemed tonight horribly. You would have thought that it was A&M that had to buy. What makes championship caliber teams are the ones that can make the big chunk plays. You still struggling with the chunk plays. You scared to run the chunk plays. I'm seeing guys like Will Paulin running 2 or 3 stops. Jaden Greyhouse 2 and 3 stops. KK Smith little stops. You ain't scaring nobody off the ball. Common freaking sense. C.J. Carr is doing a pretty darn good. The only time C.J. Carr screws up is when he has to improvise. Those are the only times I see him screw up. Like that throw in the interception, he should have just took off with it instead of trying to make a play. Because guess what? You got a tree you're trying to throw it through. Just go. Just go. It's okay. I'd love to get Jadarian Price the ball in open space, but unfortunately not like that. That one hurt. It did. Nate Bokersher, the tight end, who, this was a redemption drive for him. I cannot say anything else about that kid. That kid was, I appreciated the way he played. He played well. For a guy that was looking like he was going to be the GOAT of this game because of that kickoff coming back. I was disappointed that when they called the kickoff back, that Notre Dame didn't just allow them to go in. That would have been one time I said just go in. Because one, you did not, Chris Ash had a horrible defensive game plan. You cannot match up. And I'm going to say it just like this. Now watch. This will be the only big win A&M has all year. I'm being honest. Because this was the first game they had a real test. And they beat us because we went out there and the whole press in South Bend and all over the media. This was one of the times that you ain't supposed to listen to the media. They did. See, they got Auburn. I think it's in 2 weeks. Then they got Florida, Arkansas, LSU, at LSU, at Arkansas, at Mizzou. And then they finished the season at Texas. They might win 5 games. They might win 5 more of these games. And we going to be on that list. You had 2 weeks to think about it. Now, I know a lot of people going to say you're stupid if you're blaming the offense. Still should have won the game. I don't care how many points you score. There are games like this. Granted, there hadn't been many in the last 5-6 years. But here's the reality. Whether you're on the road or in South Bend, the elites win these games. Ohio State was in a dogfight with Ohio. They pulled away. What'd you do? Now, once again, I'm going to really be on Chris Ash because I don't understand why you're not blitzing, bringing exotic blitzes, overload blitzes. Marcel Reed did not hurt you in this game like many people thought he would. He got the big first down. You sure? Still not seeing that defensive line prowess. And hopefully with the guys in the stands that you had this weekend, I surely do hope you can land some of these guys. I really do. But this is my reaction show. I call it my emotion reaction show. I'll be back with you guys sometime tomorrow to really give an in-depth breakdown of this game. But Texas A&M took us to the woodshed as far as coming out there showing us how it's done. Denbrock, you got out-coached. Chris Ash, you got out-coached tonight. Can't really say Marcus Freeman got out-coached, but a lot of people are going to say I'm hard on these guys because Tyler Buckner dropped the snap. No, you can't put all this on Tyler Buckner because it should have never been that close. Should have never been that close. And if I'm Notre Dame, I'm appealing that helmet-to-helmet BS because, like I said, SEC officials are the worst. They're the absolute worst. They're absolutely terrible at judgment calls. They don't need to be officiating. Like I said, not one sack of Marcel Reed tonight. Damian Sanford and Albert Reed just got 2 on CJ Carr. But anyway, this one stings. Now we've got to go on another unprecedented run and hope that someone like Arkansas can get ranked. Somebody, maybe USC, maybe Navy, maybe Syracuse with their impressive win tonight, this evening. But we won't have an impressive win at all on our resume. So we're going to have to win out and pray that we get marked up and that somebody's on the outside looking in that doesn't have a resume like ours. Because right now we need a lot of help. Because more than likely we're going to fall at least to 15 or 16. But that's going to do it for us, you guys. Make sure you hit me up down in the comments. If you think I should be being harder on the defense, go ahead. We can have that conversation. As well as make sure you go to the Facebook page and join the Facebook page and group. Also, if you want to keep up with me during the season, make sure you go to my Instagram at Mr. CeeLo so you can chat with me and all those things that I will be doing during the season. But until the next time. But until we meet again, may the road rise up to meet you. May the wind be always at your back. May the sun rise warm upon your face. May the rains fall soft upon your fields. And until we meet again, may God hold you in the palm of his hand.